Okay, so everybody, welcome to a regular Thinking Thursday. And Shakuntala, if you can share the PPT of our speaker today, Janvi. Yes, so that's Janvi Nagrani, beautiful young girl. And she's a renowned twin flame guide, spiritual mentor, and energy healer dedicated to helping souls navigate the intricate and transformative twin flame journey. With years of experience in tarot reading, numerology, angel therapy, and crystal healing, she has assisted countless individuals in understanding their divine connections and overcoming the blockages to union. There's another slide that will tell us more about her. Before embarking on her spiritual path, Janvi was an assistant professor in commerce, specializing in BCom, BBA, and BCA management subjects. Her analytical background, combined with her deep spiritual wisdom, allows her to provide a balanced and insightful approach to the twin flame dynamics. So, having walked the twin flame path herself, Janvi brings personal experience, compassion, and authenticity to her teachings. Through her book, Unveiling the Twin Flame Code, she seeks to decode the mysteries of this sacred connection, offering guidance, clarity, and practical tools to those on their own twin flame journey. So, Unveiling the Twin Flame Code, that's the book by Janvi Nagrani, and I'm sure it's going to have a lot of wisdom in it, especially for a subject that's equally complex. Um, Something more on her? Okay, so that's it. So, Janvi, my dear, welcome to our regular TT, and we're all looking forward to this amazing talk that we're going to have. We already have 51 people on board to listen to you. So, over to you, Janvi.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for such a beautiful introduction. Okay, so I'm going to try to make this connection really easy and simple for you all to understand, sharing my own personal experiences. So, Shakuntala ma'am, can you on the slide, please, about what I'm going to be talking about today?
Yeah, 1 minute.
The next page, ma'am, please. Yeah, so today we're going to talk much about the introduction of the twin flame. What is the twin flame actually? The foundational concepts like the runner chaser dynamics, the dark night of the soul, and many things more. And then we're going to be talking about how this journey is like step by step, though it's not linear. We will be discussing that in detail. I'll be talking about the challenges of this journey, what I prescribe as structured inner work, synchronicities, and how they help us in the journey, and union as a goal. Because many people listening to this, and the main thing that everywhere widespread is union. Everybody is talking about twin flame union. So we are going to discuss it a bit in detail today. Can we move to the next? Yeah. Before that, I would like to start like how I got into the awakening of this twin flame journey. So as I was working as a professor in Alliance College, teaching BCom, BBA, and all students, one day, like it was, what am I actually doing? Because I felt like disconnected completely, and I was like lost kind of. I was like seeking guidance. And then I was like, can something happen which can give me guidance? And then someone just came and offered me, this law of attraction book, The Secret. And it was from the staff room only. You had this cult of sharing books. And she's like, here you go. This is your time to read this book. And I took it. And from the third or the fourth day, I started seeing 11, 11 everywhere. And from there started my journey. The moment I saw 11, 11 everywhere, it kept on coming every day. Sunday morning, I get up, it's 11, 11. There was a time when I went for supervision, and on every table, 11, 11 was written. And I was like, okay, now I need to get the meaning of this. Then I started searching about it online, and I searched so much. And then I came to know about this term twin flames. And then I started reading more about it, watching YouTubes about it, and then everything started like making sense to me. That why is my life like this? Why did I face what I faced? Like it made so relatable that I am a twin flame. Okay, so then I was not more in search of who is my twin flame immediately. I was more about knowing what's going on with me and how my life is and what is matching similarly. What are my energies? Am I a DM? Am I a DF? All this confusion was there. Then I started studying what I am as personal. I started looking within what I behave and what are the characteristics of a male as a divine masculine, what are the characteristics of a divine feminine. I did a lot of research and then I came to know that when in the starting I was operating as a DF and then I became a DM and I was like fully into that. Like I used to analyze every day and write a diary. After a few years, like 4 years down the line, I was like, I don't want to, continue teaching. I want to do something else. And then tarot videos started coming in front of me, and like flash of tarot videos, and I kept on watching them. And then I felt relatable, like, yeah, I can do this. And then I got into the field. I met one of this beautiful lady from London called Liz Harrison, and she was a twin flame, and she would give twin flame readings. And I learned from her because I felt so resonated and connected to her. So I started my journey with her guidance and everything. And then I started getting a lot of downloads and all. My spiritual journey was always like I used to meditate from childhood. I was in a school which was spiritually fulfilled, like from Sadhu Vaswani mission. So always I used to be in satsangs and there was a lot of meditative background. I knew what a guru was. I was always into this line from KG. So I knew a lot about spirituality and past life and everything. So this combined with the knowledge of twin flames gave me a lot of, insights and a lot of awakenings. Then I started a YouTube channel and I started putting all my downloads and whatever I would understand during my about myself, about the journey, everything on YouTube. I put the videos also, and then I started writing there on the community post also. So everybody told me, can you just put it into a book? So from there, the book thing came. Ma'am, can you? Yeah. So this is what inspired me to write a book, because I was getting, everybody was telling me, can you please put everything in one place? Because I was posting daily and I was posting 3 times a day. Whatever I would come to know, whatever the current energy was, I just kept on posting. Okay. So then I was like, okay. And then everybody would tell me that what inner work should we do? Okay, so these are our problems. We understood what is DM, what is DF, what do we do about it? So then I started whatever I learned about crystals, about aromatherapy, about chakras. I started including that and making a like diet with a matching, aromatherapy with a matching crystal for them, so that they could, go through. And then I made few crystal combinations for twin flames. Like if in DF, use this. If you're in DM, use this diet, use this. So all this, then I wrote that in the book as well, at least for 3 months. Like anybody who reads the book can at least follow that for 3 months. And then I had my own experiences, ma'am. Yeah, I had my own personal experiences, what I wanted to share, and also what my guide taught me. Ma'am, please next. So why is the twin flame journey relevant today? Because everybody is going through a spiritual awakening. Everybody is just talking about it. It is a buzzword on YouTube. And this twin flame concept has become like a part of a personal growth and development. People are talking about self-love. They're talking about lots of things, nourishing your inner self, doing whatever is necessary that makes you happy. And this twin flame journey, for the foundation of this is healing and self-love. So people are talking more about this because of what it provides people a journey to become the better version of themselves. And then nowadays the connections, they are so like, they just break anytime. There's no meaning. Situationships and whatnot terms have been coined. So when people come to know that they are soulmates or twin flames, they feel, like there is someone and they're not alone here. So this twin flame again came, and due to widespread, popularity and all, and then there was collective consciousness raising. the vibrations of the earth causing too many people to awaken, portals. We are going to discuss about the portals in the later, ma'am, please slides. Okay, so let's start with the concept of twin flames. Usually everybody is saying twin flames are like two souls split into one soul split into two bodies. Like it's like a yin yang concept to make it simple. One has the more of the masculine energy and one has more of the feminine energy. And when they meet, they feel like opposites. They initiate something and then they move away. It's we'll discuss how the step by step how the journey works in stages, but it is a such a deep intense bond of opposites attract, which is commonly said. So this is the twin flame thing, this bond which makes you feel that this person completes you. Okay, this person feels like you. And many people are talking about false twin flames and karmics nowadays, and how to come to know this person is my karmic, this person is my twin flame. And they go to tarot readers like hell and they spend a lot of money. The only easiest way is ask yourself from within. Okay, if you feel right, if your body feels right with that person, if you feel like you're healing when you're talking to that person is your twin flame. If you feel like you're talking to that person and increasing your troubles and you don't feel like home with that person, sorry, that person cannot be your twin flame. Okay, so usually the common examples in India are being used is the story of Lord Shiva and Parvati and Devi Radha and Lord Krishna. Like, how do we come to know, like, what can we expect in this journey? Okay, we can go and see the stories like Devaki Mahadev, we can see Radha Krishna serials and all that and read their stories, and they will give little bit understanding and clarity, like where Parvati did a lot of meditation to attain Lord Shiva and she went into deep penance. She cleared all her doshas as of being a human being to be with a god. That entire process shows that the divine feminine or whoever in that case needs clearing and healing has to go through the entire process to be with the divine masculine. So this is how we can say that. So this is what I wanted to discuss about how the twin flame thing is. What is the difference between twin flames and soulmates is that twin flames is more about spiritual growth. People just remember the romantic aspect of it and forget the spirituality part. No, spirituality comes first here in this journey. Because if you're not being spiritual and you're not connecting to God and if you're not doing what is right for you, you're going to experience separation every now and then. And that I have experienced like for years. Like 2 or 3 days you talk, 15-20 days separation. Why? Because you're not practicing self-love. You're not doing the things that are right for you. You're over giving. So these things do happen. And then twin flame can be just that one person. Okay, and then the entire dynamics comes with a life purpose. Like it will never be like you are a twin flame and you're not going to do anything for the greater good of other people. You're definitely going to do. You will always have some people. I found that they have a life purpose with helping animals, some teaching, some preaching. There is some life purpose to it. And whereas soulmates is more about companionship, like staying together, being in love, enjoying each other's company. It's not more about teaching lessons and forcing that person to be a better version of themselves. That happens in twin flames. And soulmates can be more than one people. As ma'am say, we meet more than 10 people. So soulmates are like many. And usually harmony is the purpose. Like, staying together and enjoying bliss is more of the purpose of a soulmate. Ma'am, next slide. Okay, so that is why this spiritual significance. Why am I saying spirituality is so important in this journey? Is because it teaches us authentic living. I have seen myself. Okay, I used to be doing what other people wanted of me, but then when I understood and when I came into this healing and self healing, now I'm like, if anybody comes and tells me I want you to do this, I'll be like, please, I don't want to do it. Okay, so that's because now I know what authentic living means. They are not going to be in our life anyways after some period of time. So why should we trouble ourselves so much to keep them? It's this thing happens of the runner chaser dynamics. The more we run behind the people, the more they will run away from us. So it's better we stay in our authenticity so that, we attract the right vibration of people around us. So it's more about that. And then it teaches us that actually, this twin flame journey, whether you like it or not, the dynamics, the separation that will come in between will teach you this lesson. And then mirror, shadow work, accepting parts of yourself, okay, that you would regularly not accept. Like maybe because of the fear of other people, like I liked all this tarot and all that, but I was not accepting because my parents would not accept it. Or maybe I get very angry at people, and me listening to satsang from years and I'm getting angry at people. It's very less now, but it was very high at that time, and I would not be ready to accept it. I would be, yeah, I let it go. But it was within me, right? So the parts of ourself that we are not ready to accept, all the shadow work comes in there. And also the ego. There's a very thin line between ego and self-respect. And people, they think what they are doing for self-respect is actually ego. Sometimes self-respect is you just, say, okay, this thing is not right for me. You set a boundary, you cut it off. But ego comes like, I will show that person what is right and what is wrong. That thin line, people don't understand nowadays. So this teaches you the significance of ego and how to let go of it. And then also, the journey shifting. And when people come into the journey, they're quite materialistic. They want to achieve a lot in this world, and then they come into understanding like, okay, this is what I want. This is what I am. I need peace right now. I don't need to achieve like a perfect job and get married at the age of 26. This thing, when it doesn't happen, it breaks the people's ego, and then they say, okay, let's surrender. I'm going to be speaking about surrender as the last takeaway of our PPT, because that's what I want, ki sab kuch bhul jao, par surrender mat bhulo. So we will talk about it in the end, so that it is the last takeaway of our speaking. And then about the runner chaser dynamics, where again I said, when you learn, your twin flame will come in front of you. He will show you what your wounds and issues are, and then he will walk away, or she will walk away, and then you sit and deal with it. You heal it. You learn other techniques to heal it, and then again you will come back into reunion or union, depends on how much healing you required actually. So there's a lot of significance here, and the runner chaser dynamics keeps on reducing as more and more you learn about self-love and other things that I'll be discussing in the future. Again, chakra alignment. There are a lot of blocks that happen in this journey because you are being brought up in a particular house and a particular state of living. There are people, their expectations from you have your own expectations, which causes a lot of blocks and everything. And when you come into this journey, each block unfolds in front of you. Okay, dear, you have to clear this also. And once you clear it, your chakra starts getting activated. We'll talk about this also in the next 2-3 slides after that. And last is the angelic guidance. We establish a telepathic connection with our twin flame also, and with God and other angels also. Ma'am, next slide. Okay, so now let's get into the main thing, understanding what a divine feminine are, what are the characteristics, what I learned. That okay, if I was a divine feminine, what I experienced at that time, I just wrote it down. Receptivity, I was always open to change. Always. I used to be like, okay, my plan is this. If your plan is better than me, let's go do it. Okay, so very receptive to change. Very receptive to anything that comes along. She's very creative. Okay, like every time a divine feminine wants to start something new, and she will, and it could also be like that's because she's connected to the heart chakra. Okay, so the emotions create a lot of me being a divine feminine. I used to do a lot of piano playing. I used to write poems. I used to sing, because that thing comes from within you, very much emotional. And then there's this connectivity with God. Mostly, who is a divine feminine, she will always have a spiritual background, always. And she will more be connected to God, and she will get the intuition, and she will follow the intuition. Me being me, if 10 people tell me this is right, but my intuition says, no, don't do it, I will not do it. because my intuition, and I only listen to my intuition. That is the main characteristic of a divine. And it's not only me, I have heard about my clients in the 4 years. Divine feminine only listens to her intuition. Even if she has to go against the entire family, against everyone. Okay, then there's lots of emotions. There's patience, because when you are a divine feminine, whatever you want is always taken away from you. I have experienced that personally with my friends, with my colleagues everywhere. Whoever is a divine feminine, they have to be into the spiritual path. They have to go through the awakening process at a very early age. So, they learn patience and trust at a very early age. They learn patience because, they have this dream world which they create called survival mechanism or something like that. So when the real world is dropping around and everything is coming crashing, they build their own survival mechanism world, and then they are like, okay, they stay in that survival mechanism zone, and then they have a lot of patience. Okay, whatever's going on, but they are able to live, survive in this thing, whatever's happening in their life. Okay, and then the unconditional love. A divine feminine will always accept other people back into their lives. Maybe because she has faced a lot of troubles and she has seen a lot of life at a very early age. So you can say she is wounded. She's very wounded. But when somebody comes to her, she will have that mothering energy, compassion, and she will give so much love that sometimes maybe the person also runs away from them. Like, this is the kind of love, and she will not expect anything in return. Okay, she's an empath. I've always seen a divine feminine. If a divine masculine leaves her and goes, no matter what, she'll be self-explaining. Oh, this might have happened to him. That's why he might have left me. The person doesn't need to give excuses. She'll give the excuses herself. And always an optimist. Divine feminine will see the silver lining along the cloud always. Next. Next slide, please. Knowing the divine masculine. So the divine masculine is more 3D based. So he will be like a regular man. Mostly he's unawakened, and he will not even see the twin flame journey as the divine feminine sees it. A divine masculine will see, okay, this is a love relationship, and try to behave in a way like how all men do. Because they are more about logical thinking, this is not right, this connection doesn't feel right, I shouldn't be here, because this won't work out in the future. I've always seen when I've shifted into divine masculine energy, I've become so logical, like, okay, this is not going to, when the world is, this is many things are happening, like I can see that this person is not talking to me, or this person is not interested in talking to me, or they're not calling me on a regular basis, means no, okay, this thing is not going to work out. This person doesn't want to meet me. Directly conclusions drawn. And then they are very action oriented. Like, if I want to achieve something, I will not sit and dream and manifest about it. A divine masculine will get up and start working from day one, prepare a practical plan, and they will go on. And then they always want to be in leadership. They always want to be teaching other people. They know, they are like, I am right. I want to teach other people. Dominating, yes, very. And controlling, yeah, I've seen this attitude too much. Okay, the controlling nature. Like, when I was in divine masculine energy and I had a seminar in college, and I wanted the table cover to be exactly as it is placed. I wanted the flat decoration properly, because I was the host and I was going to speak. I wanted everything correct and the perfectionist attitude. That's what I realized. As in divine feminine, I'm like, I have to speak my part and leave. What have I got to do with what they have done with the flowers? But no. But when I was in divine masculine energy, I was like, everything should be according to me. Then overthinking, divine masculine can spend nights overthinking. There was a time in 3 years in my life I did not sleep at night. I was like, from 4 to 7, 8 in the morning, I used to sleep all night. I was overthinking. This one did this to me, this one did that to me. A divine feminine will be like, every day is a new day. Just get up. What happened yesterday, I don't have anything to do with it. But a divine masculine will take 3 years old topic and still burn on it. I have seen that a lot. I myself have done that actually in divine masculine. I never knew what darkness was until I went into divine masculine energy. From the age of like 5 to 6 years, from when you come to know who you are, till the age of 26 years, I was always in light, forgiving, loving, caring, not bothering what is happening around. ये हो गया अच्छा चलो मेरे लिए अच्छा ही होगा. And when I went into divine masculine, it was when I was in divine feminine, I was like divine masculine की जिंदगी अच्छी होगी. When I came into divine masculine energy, I'm like please मेरी energy ज़्यादा अच्छी थी. You can never compare कि क्या ज़्यादा अच्छा है. Okay, because being in light also you feel hurt that that person is so busy they don't even have time for me, and you have all the time on the earth because you don't have to do anything. You only have to focus on your work, and then after work what? No friends, no nothing, so roam around. And divine feminine needs to learn over here that we how can we practice self-love, and how can we make our time more productive. That quality a divine feminine doesn't have, but a divine masculine has. Even if they're sitting alone, they will find 10 types of work they can do, or they can find some creativity that they can do and keep themselves busy but not talk to you. That I have noticed in divine masculine energy. So then the thing of I am the man and I want to take the responsibility anyhow, whether you like it or not. I'm going to take your responsibility. Okay, they want to be like called the most responsible person on earth or something like that. Everybody's responsibility they want to take, and then they want to burden themselves with that responsibility because they are being human. You cannot do so much. So that is the thing. And then pessimist attitude, always ye nahi ho paega. Always the first line starts with ye nahi ho paega. I've always seen that in a divine masculine. Nowadays when I speak on the phone, I don't need the characteristic page in front of me, or I don't need anything. I just listen to the first line. Ye na ho pai, baat khatam. He's a divine masculine. Because I know, and then ego issues. They will never accept their fault. Never. A divine masculine can never be wrong. Even when I was in divine masculine, I know better. Like I'll plan the entire thing for you and give you whether you like it or not. This is the attitude of the divine masculine. Next slide, please. Yeah. So the DM and DF chakras. Okay. So what happens here is, what I have noticed is that DM is usually operating from the root chakra, sacral chakra, and solar plexus. You know why? Because there's this need hierarchy theory by Maslow's, and I used to teach that in marketing a lot. Okay, and the root chakra, and I related it to it, and I wrote a research paper on it, kind of, that how these chakras are related to the marketing thing. So what here is my point of saying this is root chakra is basically stability and security, and when this dysfunctions, people have lots of fear. So you'll always see a divine masculine in fear. कुछ हुआ नहीं कि ऐसा डरेंगे कि भाग ही जाएंगे सीधा. I have seen that many times. Like, little thing, and they are quick to run away because they are overactive root chakra, and they think also from the root chakra, sacral and solar. The entire thing governs their thinking also, because it's more 3D, right? And for living in this world, what do we need? We need stability, we need finances, we need like a family, we need a house, and then we need a sense of self. उससे ज्यादा तो इतना हार्ट वार्ट ओके नहीं भी रहता है लोगों के पास, तो चल जाता है कभी कभी. Like they are just moving in their life anyhow. I have seen divine masculine not able to communicate their feelings at all. I've never seen a divine masculine be able to come and say I love you. Forget it, ये कभी नहीं होगा. Okay, they have a blocked throat chakra. The first thing if a person is, you'll keep on saying, they'll do some actions for you which will show that they are there, but they can never speak what they are feeling. The divine masculine I've never seen speaking. And then they think very logically, So there's no place for intuition. When I was in DM, मेरे को signs भी दिखते थे, मेरे को intuition भी होता था. I would not listen to it. And then वही होता था जो मेरा intuition बोलता था. So I have seen that in divine masculine energy, बिल्कुल नहीं चलता. They don't listen to their intuition and they put themselves in big troubles. Whereas for the divine feminine energy, her heart chakra is more open. As I said, very loving, very caring. She'll give and give and give. And she'll be very spiritual. She'll talk. Usually a divine feminine can express through poems, can express through singing. Really good singers are those who will be in divine feminine energy, basically. And really good management people will be those who are operating from the divine masculine energy. So this is the thing. And then the divine feminine will always try to see a wider picture. Like आज का नहीं देखेंगे कि okay, this person is offering me something. The divine feminine will feel it that इससे आगे भी कुछ होगा. Okay, she sees through the lies. And me being a divine feminine, many people come and tell me this is like this person is like, I don't listen. Because if my feeling from within is saying that this person is wrong, it's wrong. And many times this has happened that I've told my friend that this person stay away from them, they will harm you. And after 2 years down the line, they have harmed them. Mostly all divine feminines will be like providing guidance in such ways because they're very connected, very intuitively connected. So the divine feminine will always mostly be operating from the upper chakras and the divine masculine will always be operating from the lower chakras. That is also how you can identify if you are a DM or a DF in this journey. Ma'am, next slide. Okay, so the stages of the twin flame. So what happens, you see your divine masculine or feminine or whatever, you see your person face to face. Okay, after that, you identify like this is a really good bond, and that happens all at the, you will feel like, as I told you, home. You'll feel that person belongs to you in some or the other way. चाहे बाद में कितना भी impractical लगे, उसके बारे में we will talk in the end. But initial encounter will tell you this person belongs to you. Okay, then you'll have this bliss stage where everything is very nice, rosy glasses. You'll are feeling peaks of love and everything. And then starts the trouble when the mirroring stage comes. Okay, we'll finish the entire stages and then I'll talk about how they are not linear. एक के पीछे कुछ भी आ सकता है बीच में. Okay, so what happens? Then a mirroring stage comes. So your wounds, they will take it. Their wounds you will take, and then you will start triggering each other terribly, like literally badly. Okay, I have seen this where I had a wound from someone else. Like I had a wound of me running behind people for love, and okay, I saw my twin flame. I went through the bliss stage. The third thing, he gets scared of me and he runs away and blocks me from everywhere. So this is the mirroring part. Okay, you have been blocked before, he's going to or she's going to definitely block you. I'm saying he or she because we cannot say कि DM किस energy में आएगा, वो लड़का होगा या लड़की होगी, we don't know. Okay, we'll talk about this now. I'll tell you all one story. What happens? The DM and DF will have similar situations in life. Okay, like you all are born. एक situation आएगा जहाँ पे family के साथ थोड़े issues होंगे. Maybe the mother wounds, even the DF has, even the DM has. But how they will react to it makes them a DM and DF from childhood. Maybe a DM will have a close-knit family. Okay, so if they have mother issues, the rest of the family will, take care of it and provide them the love and support and the guidance they need. Maybe a DF will be born in a nuclear family and she has mother issues, she has no one to go to. So, but then she will take it positively कि इसमें भी कुछ अच्छा होगा, मुझे कुछ और अचीव करना होगा, and that person will be like, क्या victim mentality, जिंदगी भर माँ का प्यार नहीं मिला. It happens. Okay, so this also changes similar situations and the mirroring happens. And also this can also happen, what I've recently seen, that you are a DF, you have faced a lot, you've shifted to DM, then your divine masculine lives your life and you live their life. I've experienced that too, and maybe many of my clients also have experienced, and I'm talking about them trying to, come to know ki how many of them have done this, because this is a recent download, like after I wrote the book. So that is why I'm, working on this. That similar situations पहले face किया, बाद में या साथ में face किया, that is what I'm working about right now. And then the separation phase, तो mirroring होते ही, they will ghost you, block you, whatever, or you will ghost them, block them, whatever. And then you always stay away for maybe 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, until that wound is cleared with other people. Because if you go to clear your wounds with your twin flame, it is a very painful process. It might create more havoc and more problems than actually solving the problem. I've seen that too. Like people who are working with their twin flames, it becomes a real mess and lots of complaining and lots of, bashing each other, fighting, writing long paragraphs. All this can also happen. That's why maybe God prefers that they give you different soulmates and karmics to work with them, so that आपके twin flame का image आपके सामने खराब ना हो. And it is better like that. And then the reunion. So whatever you are ready for, you get that in the end. Now the thing is कि ऐसे हो सकता है कि initial encounter हुआ, bliss stage हुआ, सीधा separation में चले, या इनिशियल एनकाउंटर हुआ, एक ही बार मिले, 3 महीने तक मिले ही नहीं कभी वापस, ऐसा भी हो सकता है. Because it's burns such a spark that something happens between the couple, and then they might meet again after 2-3 years and have the bliss stage, again separation, again the mirroring stage, again separation, and then reunion हुआ, 2 दिन का हुआ, again separation, again back to bliss stage. So ये linear है, नहीं है कि भाई ये इसके बाद यही होगा, कुछ भी हो सकता है in between. It depends on what you need to heal and what you need to clear. Ma'am, next. Okay, so the core concepts here are the shifting of the DM and DF energy. इसके बारे में मैंने पहले ही बात किया था अभी कि you will shift. ऐसे नहीं है कि आप DF हो तो जिंदगी भर DF ही रहोगे, DM हो तो जिंदगी भर DM ही रहोगे. ऐसा नहीं होता, because you have to experience both sides of the coin before you actually come into union. Varna, you have your own experience of life, they have their own experience of life. You don't know what they feel like, they don't know what you feel like. एक दिन भी नहीं रह पाओगे साथ में. So you experience their life, they experience your life, and after that, this energy shifts keep on happening. And this energy shifts I've seen can even happen 3 times a day, because you're internally trying to balance each other. This can happen twice a day, thrice a day, once in a week, depending on what wounds you have. Again, mirroring, I've already spoken a lot about it, कि जो wounds है वो सामने वाला ले लेता है, and then they will trigger you with it. So it will cause a lot of pain, and then you will have to accept कि मैं गलत थी या मैं गलत था, whether you like it or not. And then when you realize, okay, it was my mistake, and maybe like today, if I can say 6 years down the line, I had made some mistake, and now my twin flame is mirroring that, and that is because it needs to be cleared right now. That issue has to be dealt. Otherwise, again separation, again separation. So once the lesson is learned, the mirroring is cleared. And then we have the dark night of the soul, where, as I said, you go into a period of like 5-6 years, maybe at a stretch, where you will feel so low and you'll experience the darkness. And then जो हमारा मर्जी का है वो हुआ ही नहीं. Like I wanted to do PhD after becoming a professor, and I tried so much for 2 years, and then it did not happen. Then I, felt like I'm not going to do anything and all that. That what you planned according to your life and it doesn't work out at all. That is the dark night of the soul, where they have to experience all the failures and all the problems, and then the ego goes कि हाँ मेरे हाथ में कुछ भी नहीं है, right? So then, ma'am, the next one, please. Okay, so what happens in the twin flame journey? What are the challenges? Because I told you all, it is a very intense connection with lots of problems coming up. So ego clashes is the first thing. That's why this mirroring thing and the energy shifting thing happens. That nobody wants to agree it is their mistake. Divine feminine, after some period of, not in the starting. The starting प्यार में DM जो भी बोलता है सब सही. But after some time when she learns self love नाम की क्या चीज होती है, she will also say I have my self respect. So every time this will create separations because the DM is always right until the DM learns that it was his mistake, and then he has to accept it, and then he has to feel guilty for it, and then he has to even say sorry for it. तो बहुत लंबा टाइम लग जाता है. Okay. Emotional turmoil. There's a lot of crying and like complaining and complaining and complaining in this phases. Like this one did this to me, that one did that to me. एक बार DM ने छोड़ दिया तो crying behind that person for 2.5 months, 3 months, 6 months, and then you feel satisfied कि चलो अभी शांति मिली. Now you go back to कि भाई now let's start our daily life. जैसे ही daily life चालू किया 15 दिन में DM वापस. And I have seen that. Okay, shadow work. As I told you all, accepting the parts where दूसरों के डर से you all don't accept, or you don't only want to accept about yourself. So you have to work with it. There will come a time where you will say, okay, now, like for me, the time came that tarot I had to take it because my college became such a place that I could not work anymore. It became so toxic. So I had to run away from there. So I had to do tarot. I had to do something else. So I was made to accept that whether my family likes it or not, whether anybody wants me to do it or not, मैं तो करूँगी because मेरे को यहाँ से निकलना है. Okay. Then external and internal challenges. Internal तो मैंने बता दिए, like ego clashes, turmoil, shadow work. External is pressure from your parents, then age gap between you and your twin flame, caste differences. Like this person is from completely different background. He could be a foreigner, whatever. We'll discuss that in the second last or something slide. Then I'll be talking about the external challenges. Divine timing. सबसे like patience रखो, divine timing का काम है. Everywhere you'll hear this divine timing thing. What is this divine timing? This divine timing is the universe working in your favor. And when does the universe work in our favor? When we actually surrender and let go of everything. भाई थक गए, अब नहीं होता, भगवान जो कराएंगे वो होगा. चलो, divine timing started working in your favor. Next. So now synchronicities. These synchronicities are to help us. But what happens with the DM and DF, I'll discuss a little bit after we talk about these synchronicities. So starting with, like I said, 11, 11, 111 and all that, numbers सब जगह दिखाई देते. So 11, 11 could be like new beginning, or 111 could be like you're going to get a nice beginning. Yes, this is the right path. 222 could be like communication. 333 could be maybe third party issues. 444 could be healing. You are in a process of healing. So when you call on to the divine, they'll show you the numbers. You can interpret it through the net. And maybe for the twin flame, little bit here and there are changes in the angel numbers. I mentioned all that in my book. So if anybody is really deeply interested in, knowing twin flames के लिए क्या है, तो it is there in the book. And then feathers के colors से पता चलता है कि okay, pink feathers दिखाई दे रहे means maybe our divine masculine is feeling liking or love for us. Green दिख रहा है, maybe our connection is healing. White दिख रहा है, there's time for peace. Black दिख रहा है, बहुत ही गड़बड़ है, अभी toxicity है, separation phase आने ही वाला है. These things are there. And then the colors of the butterflies. Butterflies literally mean transformation. But you can take them literally, like blue butterflies दिख रहे तो बहुत ज़्यादा communication मिलने वाला है. Like all that. Or maybe communication में transformation होने वाला है. Maybe your connection is going to go to the next level. So there are many things depending on where you are right now. And then spirit animals, like if you see a wolf, so okay, there's a lot of secrecy and mysticism in the connection. If you see a unicorn, keep hope and faith. If you see a eagle in flight, maybe your DM is going to take action. If you see a dolphin, he's feeling very playful with you. So all these synchronicities are there. And then the DF has this different level of problem that she gets obsessed with the synchronicities. कि भाई मेरे को 11 11 दिखा, सब जगह 11 11 दिखा, and I've gone through that phase. Okay, it's like okay, मेरे को 11 11 दिखा, मतलब मेरा काम होने ही वाला है, बस बात खत्म. Okay, so all day she'll be going through the streets. अरे यहाँ भी 11 11, यहाँ 2 2 2, यहाँ 4 4 4, हो गया काम. And if she becomes such level obsessed that she starts telling a divine masculine also about it, and they get irritated because they don't believe in spirituality. दूर दूर तक नाता नहीं है डीएम का spirituality से. They come to know little bit through the DF, they get the interest, they start searching about it, लेकिन DF के ऐसे attributes देख के परेशान होके भाग जाते हैं वो लोग. So the DF should not, get obsessed with the synchronicities. Plus getting, the synchronicities also can make you stuck in the journey somewhere. कि भाई उधर ही उसी फेज में अटके रहेंगे. मैम नेक्स्ट लाइन. Okay, so structured inner work में I have prescribed कि थोड़े से crystals, like I said, some a DM could use maybe higher heart chakra crystals or throat chakra crystals, because जो problem है उसको tackle करो. Not like I've heard many people saying कि DM है तो उसको मतलब सुलेमानी हकीक पहनना चाहिए. मैं पहन के बैठी हूँ, नहीं पहनना चाहिए, because it will increase more of the negativity and fear issues. A DM should always use heart chakra crystals, maybe throat chakra, third eye, crown chakra crystals, which gives them peace. रात को सो सके कम से कम. So this is my way of, prescribing crystals. कि जो एनर्जी में है उसके ऑपोजिट के क्रिस्टल्स जो दो. प्रॉब्लम टैकल करना है उसके क्रिस्टल्स दो. अगेन उसी का डाइट दो कि भाई अगर हार्ट चक्रा की जरूरत है तो आई गिव अ हार्ट चक्रा क्रिस्टल विद अ डाइट, विद अरोमा थेरेपी, एंड आई विल प्रिस्क्राइब अ मेडिटेशन like Om or Ram, which is related to the upper chakras. Okay, so this is the entire way I work. And then there is this understanding the twin flame concepts well. Now this is very much a big problem because इसमें भी लोग अटक जाते हैं. Because अभी पता है ना कि हमारा DM वही करेगा जो उसका opposite होगा. ठीक है, like if I am thinking something, my DM will think opposite of it. Like if I share something with my DM कि मेरे को ये sign दिखा, I'm sharing it in good faith. They will be like, क्या है इसको सारा टाइम बस यही साइंस वाइंस देखना रहता है, इसको कोई काम धाम नहीं है क्या? Like literally that way they will take it. Like she's obsessed with it, she's wealthy, she does not have any other work, or why is she forcing so much? She's putting pressure on me. I have seen all this actually happening. So that is the reason why you know कि भाई ये opposite सोचेगा, इसीलिए कि आप लोग opposite बोलो ही मत. जो उनको गलत ट्रिगर कर सकता है वो बोलो ही मत. बट यूजुअली हम ट्रिगर कर ही देंगे. जो भगवान बुलवाना चाहता है इस कनेक्शन में, if God has chosen you to trigger the सामने वाला, that other person, you are going to trigger your twin flame in 10,000 times. Whether you even move from left to right, he will get triggered. So कॉन्सेप्ट से ऑब्सेस होना भी सिर्फ जानो समझो कि ऐसा हो सकता है, बट डोंट गेट ऑब्सेस्ड विद इट. मैम नेक्स्ट. ओके, सो नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट अंडरस्टैंडिंग यूनियन ऑफ एज अ गोल. सब लोग को यूनियन चाहिए. ट्विन फ्लेम्स को तो स्पेसिफिकली वही चाहिए. सो द साइंस ऑफ रेडीनेस. ओके, कि कब हम लोग रेडी होते हैं यूनियन के लिए कि भाई हाँ अब हमारा यूनियन हो सकता है. तो होलनेस, यू विल फील लाइक कि अभी मेरे को जरूरत ही नहीं, मैं मेरी जिंदगी अच्छी चल रही है. द ट्विन फ्लेम विल, योर डिवाइन मैस्कुलिन और डीएफ whoever will be there, will come and be a cherry on the top. They are not going to complete you. Okay, you have done your healing, you are living your life in bliss. ये लोग आएंगे, they will add more to the bliss. And then surrender ही कर देंगे हम जो भगवान की इच्छा है, और ट्रस्ट कर पाएंगे हम. इट विल बी नेचुरल. इट वोंट बी कि भाई I've seen many people, they are like हमने तो सरेंडर कर दिया, चौथे दिन पे मेरा डीएम जलेबी खा रहा. What? Like literally. So he must be happy. And if he's happy, how will he come to me? So what kind of surrender is that? That's why I said I'll talk about surrender in detail in the end. And then inner union, you'll feel a balance within yourself only. You will not need somebody else to come and balance you. चाहे जो हो बाहर, अंदर बहुत शांति मिलेगी. So you know that you are ready for, and you love your twin flame no matter they come, they don't come, they want to give you union, they don't want to give you union. You will feel कि हाँ मेरा ही बंदा है. Ma'am next. Okay, so इतना depressing बोलने के बाद let's take a it is possible slide. Okay, so अभी चाहे आपका डिवाइन मैस्कुलिन मैरिड हो, ठीक है, आप भी मैरिड हो, चाहे दोनों मैरिड हो, बिकॉज इस कनेक्शन में डीएम और डीएफ में थर्ड पार्टी सिचुएशन बहुत ज्यादा पॉसिबल है बिकॉज ऑफ द ट्रिगरिंग, बिकॉज सोसाइटी बोलता है ये चीज गलत है तो ये ट्विन फ्लेम में इंक्लूडेड है. ओके, व्हाट हैपेंस दैट पीपल हैव बीन फेड विद दैट कि थर्ड पार्टी सिचुएशन नहीं होना चाहिए, एक बार शादी हो गई इसी में रहना चाहिए, तो जितना वो लोग उस चीज को इतना इंपॉर्टेंस दे देते हैं कि वो चीज उनके लाइफ में मैनिफेस्ट ही हो जाती है. जो भी बचपन से सिखाया गया, डीएम को तो डेफिनेटली सिखाया गया है कि भाई दूसरे कास्ट और रिलीजन में शादी नहीं करनी, तो उनको उनका जो ट्विन फ्लेम होता है मोस्टली दूसरे कास्ट या रिलीजन का होता है, बिकॉज दैट्स व्हाट दे वर फेड. एंड दिस ब्रेक्स what you have learned. It is a process of learn, unlearn, relearn. Okay, ये ट्विन फ्लेम का जो भी है पहले आप सीखोगे जो भी सोसाइटी ने सिखाया, ठीक है, फिर आप उसको अनलर्न करोगे बिकॉज इधर कुछ भी काम नहीं करता, एंड देन अगेन यू विल रीलर्न न्यू कॉन्सेप्ट्स which will work only for the twin flame journey. And then again same sex not allowed in the society, तो वो भी हो सकता है, तभी भी आपका यूनियन हो सकता है, या आपका ट्विन फ्लेम has crossed over the other path, so that will become your own spirit guide. He will guide you and take you to the next level where अगले जन्म में तो यूनियन मिल ही जाएगा. एंड देन देयर इज सेलिब्रिटी, किसी किसी का ट्विन फ्लेम सेलिब्रिटी ही निकल आता है, या फॉरेनर होता है, कभी मिल ही नहीं सकते, दूसरे कंट्री में रहता है, कहीं यूट्यूब पे देख लिया और पता चल गया ये मेरा ट्विन फ्लेम हो गया, अब क्या करेंगे, यू नो. सो अब मिलना ही पॉसिबल नहीं है. लॉन्ग डिस्टेंस रिलेशनशिप 10 ईयर से ज्यादा मतलब एज गैप है इस पर्सन की, या 15 साल भी, जो लोग बोलते हैं ना मेरे को मेरा बंदा सिर्फ 2-3 साल के एज गैप में चाहिए, उनको डेफिनेटली 10-15 साल के एज गैप में ट्विन फ्लेम मिलता है, बिकॉज दे हैव टू, एज आई टोल्ड यू, दे हैव टू लर्न दिस लेसन कि प्यार में कुछ नहीं, वंस यू आर इन लव ऑल दिस डजंट मैटर. एंड देन प्रोफेशन, किसी का तो ट्विन फ्लेम उसका प्रोफेसर ही होता है, तो उसके बाद खत्म, यू नो लाइक, या कोई ऐसा इंसान होता है जो उनके साथ हो ही नहीं सकता, इट्स एथिकली इनकरेक्ट. सो दैट इज ऑल्सो, बट स्टिल नो मैटर वॉट योर ट्विन, इट कैन हैपन कि योर ट्विन फ्लेम इज अ सेलिब्रिटी एंड ही इज मैरिड एंड ही इज फ्रॉम द अदर, एक कॉम्बिनेशन भी हो सकता है, तभी भी ना ये यूनियन पॉसिबल है इफ यू डू द राइट वर्क. राइट वर्क इज द क्रिस्टल्स एंड एवरीथिंग, पूरा एक चार्ट बनाया, इनर वर्क किया अच्छे से, एंड देन यू डोंट हैव टू कीप ऑन डूइंग द इनर वर्क. ऐसे नहीं कि 6 महीने से बस इनर वर्क ही किया है, यू हैव टू टेक टाइम टू रेस्ट, रिलैक्स, रिजुविनेट, थिंक अबाउट योर सेल्फ एंड देन स्टार्ट अगेन आफ्टर अ फ्यू मंथ. तो उसके ऊपर भी ऑब्सेस नहीं करना है, सालों से लगे जा रहे हैं लोग कि भाई इनर वर्क करेंगे. सो नो, यू नीड अ ब्रेक, अ गैप इन बिटवीन, कि जो भी किया है इसको प्रोसेस भी करनी. तो हम नेक्स्ट. ओके, सो देर आर सम मिथ्स ऑल्सो कि भाई ऐसे ऐसे होता है, वैसे वैसे होता है ट्विन फ्लेम जर्नी में. फर्स्ट इज द रनर डज नॉट लव यू, गलत बात. It could be that the runner loves you even so much more that they are so scared of the intensity of the connection कि वो भाग रहे हैं, because they are not used to such kind of love, they are used to superficial love. And then the twin flame has to be your opposite or similar. जरूरी नहीं है, इतना भी opposite नहीं होगा, your life goals will be same. ठीक है, if from childhood you loved acting, okay, I'll just give an example, and family और ये सब प्रेशर के वजह से आप नहीं जा पाए या कुछ कर पाए, मे बी आपकी जो ट्विन फ्लेम है उनका भी सिमिलर गोल हो या वो हो ही एक्टर, ऐसे हो सकता है. That's why I said it could be a celebrity. What are your inner desires will match with your twin flame's inner desires. दिखने में ऑपोजिट होंगे ही ऑब्वियसली, कभी कभी ऐसे हो सकता है दैट योर ट्विन फ्लेम लुक सिमिलर, सिमिलर आईज है या सिमिलर लिप स्ट्रक्चर है, बट वो थोड़ा सा डार्क है कॉम्प्लेक्शन में, आप काफी फेयर हो, ये भी हो सकता है. बट इसको ऑब्सेस पकड़ के नहीं रखना है कि ऑपोजिट ही होगा या सिमिलर ही होगा. इट कुड बी अ कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ बोथ इन बिटवीन. अगेन द जर्नी इज नॉट लीनियर. ब्लिस के बाद हम लोग को मिररिंग और मिररिंग के बाद सेपरेशन नहीं आने वाला है, एज आई ऑलरेडी डिस्कस. एंड one minute, the last part I'm not able to see. Union solves all problems. Nahi, union will never solve all problems. Yes, you will live a very beautiful life. Yes, it will be like bliss, it will be good. But जो opposite understanding या जो भी life से हम baggages लेकर आए हैं वो like You can say कि if you are 70% ready, you will get in union with your person. बाकी के तो 30 साथ में काम करना पड़ेगा ना. So that is the thing. Ma'am, next. Okay, so like I said, surrender. The most important part and the last part, which I got like 3 nights before and I included in the slide. It was the most important thing. And I just got this download like 3 nights ago. It's not anywhere. I've not put it yet. I've not put it in the book also. But मुझे इसके लिए स्पेशली मिला तो मैंने बोला इसमें डालेंगे ही डालेंगे. So what happens? What are the stages of surrender? Is surrender in DF and DM energy is completely different. Okay, the surrender in DF energy is like sorry, वो थक जाती है. मतलब डीएम का ना 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 all the time for everything no, and then she'll be like okay fine go, and then she'll learn her self-worth in the separation. She'll learn जो है जैसा है वैसा चलने दो, and then she the divine timing thing will come surrender. She will be like okay मैं सरेंडर कर ही देती हूँ, क्या पता when I have seen everything कि ट्विन फ्लेम का यूनियन होता ही है, मेरा भी कभी ना कभी हो जाएगा. बिकॉज टाइम प्लेज अ मेजर रोल हियर. ओके, लोग टाइम से ऑब्सेस्ड रहते हैं कि मैं 26 की हो गई मेरी शादी नहीं हो रही, मैं 33 की हो गई मेरी शादी नहीं हो रही. All that points also society have put into you. Okay, you are not ready for marriage, तो भगवान आपको वो मैरिज देंगे कैसे? Like I'm 33, I'm not married, and I'm not even in the point. If when I'll be ready, I'll get it because I know I'm a twin flame. तो वो लेवल पे एक सरेंडर आ जाता है. बिकॉज गर्ल्स की तरफ से होता है मोस्टली कि प्रेशर है कि करना ही पड़ेगा. So then they don't know how to explain to their mother, father. They don't know what to do when the parents are forcing them to get married. So that time they need the right amount of counseling and they need to surrender. And you know, for this, the best upaya I give to my whenever they are like कि मेरी शादी होने वाली है, मेरी engagement करा देंगे, and all that stuff, they come to me and I'm like, right, stop talking rubbish about your DM, and your shadi will get nullified or it will get cancelled, and it always works. It always works. Okay, whenever anybody comes to me and tells me कि ये हुआ वो हुआ मेरी तो अब शादी होकर ही रहेगी, I'm like, क्या तूने ऐसा बोला था कि मेरा डीएम वहां पे मजे कर रहा है? They're like हाँ. I'm like इसीलिए तेरी शादी हो रही है, जाके देख मजे क्या होते हैं. You know, like this is the thing. So that is the reason why the trust in divine timing and the thing that if you're going to think like this person is purposely doing it to you and you are the victim, so or you will become a victim. You have to try and understand जो भी हो रहा है divine timing में हो रहा है और भगवान कर रहे हैं because you're not ready for it. And then surrender in the end. Okay, the ego death. पहले तो उनके प्लान के हिसाब से कुछ होगा ही नहीं, तब जाके वो थोड़ा बहुत सुधरने की कोशिश करेंगे. When the whole thing comes crashing down, then the ego will die. Only then they will get some maturity. कि भाई हाँ, usually guys at the age of 35 also they are like in huge blooming ego, and mostly divine masculines are. तो जब उनके प्लान्स 30 मिड लाइफ क्राइसिस आने लग जाता है तब उनको इमोशनल मैच्योरिटी आती है, एंड देन दे आर लाइक ठीक है, फिर उनको पता चलने लगता है, फिर उनकी अवेकनिंग स्टार्ट होती है कि अच्छा ऐसा नाम का भी कोई कनेक्शन होता है, अच्छा ये ऐसी बंदी है जो मेरे से इतना प्यार करती है, एंड देन दे आर लाइक ठीक है जो होगा मेरे अच्छे के लिए ही होगा, एंड देन दे स्टार्ट एक्सेप्टिंग द डीएफ. बट एक्सेप्टिंग द डीएफ के बाद भी रनिंग चेसिंग शुरू हो जाता है. So until both of them are not ready for union. So चाहे जिसी भी फेज में हो आप, इस किसी भी स्टेज में हो, surrender at every stage is required. So with this guys, I will end my thing today. Thank you.
Okay, so Jan, we have a number of questions in the chat. If you can just have a look, please.
Yes, ma'am, sure.
Please have a look in the chat. I think
That's what I'm
some people have asked questions. Other questions? Yeah. Shivi has asked a question. Is there any age group where you meet or identify your twin flame, as you explained the connection towards spirituality? ये पहला क्वेश्चन है.
After the age of maybe we can say, but किसी किसी को तो एकदम बचपन स्कूल फ्रेंड भी उसका ट्विन फ्लेम निकल आता है, so we cannot say कि यही एज है. Okay, maybe people I have seen कि people have met their college professors, they are their twin flame. Some childhood friend was their twin flame, some family relative was. So it can start identify. You will identify at the age of 24, 25, 20, 30 whenever you are ready for it.
So,
As I told you, I was always into spirituality, but I identified it when I was in college working as a professor because I was ready for it then.
I see. So what you're saying is meeting and identifying are two different stages, right? Like, so you can meet them, but you might not identify them as twin. Okay, very good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah. I have two more questions. Sorry. Thank you for your patience. Yes.
हाँ जी, go.
How do you distinguish? How do you distinguish, as people may have a mix of DM and DF, both energies? Something will be pradhan. Okay, I'll tell you. Like, we have Vat, Pit, Kaph, right? So sometimes Vat is more, so we get Vat diseases. If Pit is more, we get Pit diseases. Like that's 70-30 का भी combination हो सकता है. सब में DM DF है. You cannot say कि DM और DF सब में नहीं है. वो energy yin yang की सबके अंदर present है. But how I'll say you are a DF because 70% qualities आपके पास DF के हैं, तो आप DF.
I see. Okay. So what is dominant is what you look for.
Yeah.
All right. And I have third one.
Yeah.
Yes, because throughout in your explanation, you used a lot of examples where you talked about couples, partners, and you gave a lot of stories for us to understand as well. Is this also applicable to siblings or say parents and children as well? Or is this concept only applicable to, couples or partners?
No. Twin flame is always a romantic connection.
Acha, okay.
Soulmates can be anybody.
Ah.
Twin flames is a romantic spiritual connection.
All right. Okay, Janvi. Thank you so much. Wonderful. This is a wonderful session. Thank you.
I saw so much dark in past life regression, black box metal going through difficulties. Who's this Barnali?
Yeah. So the dark thing बहुत दिखाई दिया था. So is there any way that I can get out of it? ऐसे तो मेरे को सजेशन बहुत अच्छे रिसोर्स से मिला है कि अच्छे चीज होने वाले हैं और आई फील ब्लेस्ड. बहुत खराब कुछ हो सकता है मगर जैसे कि दूसरे दिन पूरा एकदम तीखा कुछ sharp thing was about to pierce through my foot, but it did not. It bent, and so I didn't get that much hurt. So
that is
I
your
think
karma getting cut in short because you are a very nice soul. Okay, आपने बहुत अच्छे कर्मा किए होंगे तो आपके कर्मा कट रहे हैं. But what you can do is do more good karmas. Only more good karmas can cut bad karmas. Like you go do मंदिर में सेवा, and the best सेवा is मंदिर में झाड़ू करना. If you do that, all your life problems are solved.
Okay, I am not. I try to, I do that, and मेरे को लगता है मैं झाड़ू पोछा मंदिर में कर लूंगी मगर जो पर्सन की नीड में है ना उसको हेल्प करना मुझे लगता है कि दैट इज मोर यूजफुल बिकॉज मंदिर क्या होता है कि वहाँ पे डोनेशन में चलता है और कोई
पैसे
No, I'm saying that the temple is also a business in that way. See that how I criticize people? So much I'm going through, still I criticize people.
Actually, criticize karna, negative karma ko invite karna. You're doing good things and then you're cutting it, cancelling it off by saying such things. Mandir चाहे donation पे चले कैसे भी चले. What your work is कि भाई ये मंदिर है हाथ जोड़ो थोड़ा उधर सेवा करो and you come. It's not necessary that you do any financial सेवा. थोड़ा बहुत पानी बांटने में मदद कर दो कुछ भी करो but don't think कि वो all that is also inviting negativity.
Okay, so if I do something, I do not think anything against it. Then the thing cut off. Okay, एंड अब मैं ये मेरा नेगेटिव जो थिंकिंग है, मतलब कि जो गुरु है कुछ भी आप ले लो, कोई मुझे बहुत ही हेल्प कर रहा है फिर भी मैं ना क्रिटिसाइज करती हूँ, मतलब नेचुरली आते हैं, तो
तो
उसको मैं कैसे
आप
नाल करूँ?
इसलिए मैं आपके लिए बोलूंगी आप कुछ ज्यादा ही डीएम एनर्जी में हो, ठीक है? सो फॉर दैट यू
DM
नीड like maybe a amethyst crystal which will clear out the negativity and balance you out. amethyst ले लो आप, आपको ये थोड़ा सा बेटर सिचुएशन हो जाएगा आपका।
तो
Because
आपको
ऐसा
लगता है
करते हैं
मैं
डीएम,
DM?
आपकी गलती नहीं है,
अच्छा,
फॉरगिव योरसेल्फ फॉर दैट, बिकॉज डीएम ऐसा करते हैं, ठीक है? लेकिन आप ऐसा करके ना अपना जो अच्छा किया है वो भी खराब कर रहे हैं।
एग्जैक्टली। यार
हाँ,
गुरु सब कुछ, सब लोग जो है जहाँ पे मैं, मेरे को बहुत ही हेल्प चाहिए, वो मेरे पे गुस्सा हो ही जाते हैं, बिकॉज मैं उनको गुस्सा दिलवा देती हूँ, और मैं फीमेल DF तो हुई हूँ, बिकॉज जो भी मेरे को बुरा
जो
करता है
बात
उसका
कर रहे हो ना, मुझे
अच्छा
आप
से।
डीएम ज्यादा लग रहे हो
ओके,
डीएस से,
ओके,
डीएम ज्यादा
ओके, ओके, आई टेक इट। तो उसके हिसाब से मैं करूंगी। ओके, ओके, ओके। बेसिक चक्र मेरा ठीक नहीं है, मतलब कि मैं
बेसिक चक्र आपका
इतना
ओवर
आलसी हूँ और
एक्टिव है,
कोई।
ठीक नहीं है नहीं बोला मैंने, ओवर एक्टिव है, कुछ ज्यादा ही आप डीएम एनर्जी में हो। तो आप कुछ ज्यादा ओम का मंत्र करो या कुछ ऐसा करो जिससे वो कैंसिल आउट हो जाए, थोड़ा
ओके,
बैलेंस आउट कर लोगे आप अपने आप।
Thank you, Barnali. Anybody else? Let me just check if there are
There's
any
Kavita
questions.
here. During inner work and after surrender, should they talk to each other or avoid any kind of communication in order to delay, not to delay reunion? See what happens now when you are doing inner work, you will end up doing surrender yourself. ये खुद से आएगा, और surrender करोगे तो सामने वाला बात करने के लिए खुद से आएगा. You won't have to इतना दिमाग लगाने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. Basically, what will happen is कि when that person comes after you have done some amount of inner work, he will say hi hello to you. अब आपने उससे बात नहीं किया, that is your ego. It will go directly into ego कि पहले इसने ऐसे किया था इसलिए मैंने अभी इससे बात नहीं की. So don't do that stuff. अगर वो हाय बोल रहा है तो you try talking to that person. आप भी जवाब दे दो, उसने अपने ईगो को मार के आपको मैसेज किया, आप ही कर दो. डोंट ओवर थिंकिंग नहीं करनी चाहिए ज्यादा कि उसने किया तो मैं अभी क्यों करूं, पहले उसने बोला था आई डोंट वांट यू. डोंट गेट इनटू दिस स्टफ. एंड इफ यू आर डूइंग योर हीलिंग रेगुलरली तो ये कैंसिल आउट खुद ही हो जाएगा. योर ईगो बचेगा ही नहीं ज्यादा इनर वर्क करने से. Next is Ranika D. Kankaria. If a TF is passed over, you said they become spirit guide. What if TF is dying and has few months to live? See, if your TF is dying and they have few months to live, you have to be very, very forgiving towards them. Okay? कि भाई जो भी किया मेरे साथ आज तक माफ कर दो. Try to help them out if you can. Tell them about spirituality. अगर वो सुनने के लिए तैयार हो तो. Usually DMs नहीं होते. Okay, so if they are ready to listen to you, थोड़ा बहुत ज्ञान सुना दो उनको, थोड़ा बहुत अच्छे पाथ पर लेकर आओ, and as much as you can just forgive them. बाद में they will understand when they cross over. Everybody understands everything when they cross over. What is the purpose of palindrome numbers for a DF journey? I've not. What do you mean by palindrome?
Palindrome numbers are reversed like 1221.
Yeah.
3113
and all that. Yeah, I remember.
Yes.
That is mirroring. Like 6996 is the best in this. Okay, like if you are in DF, you will see 69, and the other person you will see 96. It has always happened to me. Like I have seen J69R96 because my person's name is R. तो mirroring ऐसे होता, like literally mirroring ऐसे होता है. 1221 दिख रहा है means you're in opposite energies. Whenever you see such mirroring numbers, you're in opposite energies. आपको 12 दिख रहा है means आप DF हो, उसको 21 दिख रहा है means वो DF.
So what does it mean when you begin to see palindrome numbers?
Shifting energies. Okay. That it means.
Okay. Ma'am, I have another question.
Yeah.
Trupti ma'am, I have another question. I recently saw your Instagram post, and it was about the twin flames itself, where you were talking about in Kali Yuga, the twin flames are actually meeting to separate.
Yeah.
So, if we correlate this with what Janvi is saying, can we just have some clarity on that?
So maybe first she can say, because
Yes.
she's doing the work. Yeah.
It's me also getting divorced.
Wait, Barnali, let Janvi say a little bit first, please.
Now, in the Kali Yuga, many are meeting maybe because to raise the vibration of the earth, to get a common goal and to do good service and help other people. That's why they are coming together more. And also they say Kali Yuga is the end of cycle, so either sub karmic cycles to close karne hi hai. That's why they are coming more nowadays. That's what I would say.
Yeah. So for me, what I said in the Instagram reel was that because of Kali Yuga, and we know that it's the end, or there is some kind of destruction that's going to take place eventually. So there is a rush for people to meet together, because when you meet together, the masculine and feminine, they kind of come together. It's like a kind of combustion, where the positive and negative come together, right? So when they come together, there's going to be some kind of neutralizing that is going to take place, which is what we are going to need at the end of the whole cycle. So I think that's one of the reasons that you see this need to meet your twin flame more today than ever before. Because as far as the planetary movement goes, there's going to be some kind of neutralizing effect. So maybe that's one of the reasons I said what I said in the reel.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Janvi.
My only concern is with this twin flame concept is that people are not able to understand it, and instead they are rushing into this twin flame bit about, oh, he's my twin flame, and they break their homes and they go away from their karmic responsibility and they move towards just this whole romantic aspect of the twin flame concept rather than understanding it better. So I think my whole concern with this whole twin flame craze, as I would like to put it, especially coming from the West, it's not really a concept that Indians are even familiar with, for that matter. For here, a twin flame, like she gave the example of Radha Krishna or whatever, it's more to do with puja. It's like a concept where we understand that two opposites come together in a way where they complete each other. So our concept is very different of twin flame. It's more supposed to be kind of pujaniya.
Can I say something?
Where it is something that we think it is going to complete in a certain way. Whereas the Western concept, according to whatever I have understood, is more about a romantic person coming in your life. So I think this romantic element is being exaggerated to an extent where I have seen homes broken and children left abandoned by their parents. And this is something that I think you need to, like Janvi, people who are working in this field, the others also, need to clarify. Janvi, please go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. That's what I said. Radha Krishna did not meet. They did their own responsibilities. We know them for their unconditional love for each other. But Shiva and Parvati did meet. This shows that some people are meant to be together, some people are not. Okay, so we should not be running about whether the thing will happen or not. I said surrender is the main takeaway over here.
The only thing is that Shiv, Parvati and Radha Krishna, the examples that we are giving, is not really an appropriate example. Basically, it's just to make people understand the concept, okay? But as far as human beings go, mortal human beings go, they cannot perceive, they cannot imagine themselves as Shiv Parvati, because I think that's really faulty, right?
And that's why I said that how they show that Parvati did so much inner work to be with Shiva. So this, I was stressing on the inner work.
what you said is correct about the inner work and all that you spoke. I think what Ranika is trying to say is that the concept is not understood. So what is happening is the whole idea of twin flame is all about meeting your kind of romantic self.
Yes, ma'am.
And due to this romantic element, people are trying to wait for their twin flame to get married to. And so their age is increasing. They're turning 40 and they're still not meeting their twin flame. And many of them stay unmarried because they never met their twin flame. And there is another section of people who are married, okay, and they're unhappy, like you, I think, even spoke in your talk. So they are unhappy. And so now they're in search of, he's not my twin flame, my husband or my wife. So now I need to get to my twin flame. And this is actually creating havoc. And like their minds are actually, confused.
That's because, ma'am, over propaganda nowadays.
Sorry?
Ma'am, can I say something?
Over propaganda about the concept.
Over
Everybody.
propaganda. That's right. That's the correct word you've said. Ranika.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I completely agree with you here. I think it's very wrong for us to even give the romantic connotation to a twin flame journey. But here also there is another concept that I've experienced is about the twin flames actually splitting the kind of karma they have to live with.
Bathroom jana hai?
So please go to the bathroom. So it's actually about like splitting the karma so that they can burn up the karma faster. This is also a concept that I've heard. For example, the set of twin flames that I've just spoken about. So one of the twin flames has been given just a few months to live. And this is not at all a romantic connection. It's a very spiritual connection. The recognition of the purpose, collective purpose of life was very well identified and understood. So here, I feel that one twin flame has actually taken the karma of the physical suffering, and the other one is actually going through the emotional suffering.
That can happen. That can happen because obviously if they have some connection, like you said, through a past life unresolved in some way, that kind of thing can happen to couples. I mean, not even to couples, but just to maybe a friend or somebody like that whom they are not married to also. Yeah.
Can I add something?
Yeah, better add karo.
Ma'am, the thing is, like, we have already pre-decided and come what our journey is going to be on this earth. We have pre-decided the time. Okay. Splitting of karma, I don't think will go. We decided, we also have a list of karmas, like ma'am teaches in Akashic records and all. So all that we have already decided ki ye sab humko karna hai. And that person also has to do. That is the lessons that we come together and learn, which is more important.
Sometimes kya hota hai na, what Ranika is trying to say is like, if you are an empath, let's say, and you are somebody who is easily, like whose lesson or whose journey in your current life is to help others release their pain or hurt or something like that, you can be somebody who you may not become affected by it, okay? But you can still help people on that journey, taking over their sadness or grief without being affected by it. So you don't go crazy with taking all the sadness and grief. It's like having a bowl. Yeah, it's like having a bowl in which everybody just puts their grief. You are only going to carry the bowl. You're not going to take the contents of the bowl within you. So there are these great people who have this ability. Like when you go to a saint and you sit there and you come out of that place, you suddenly feel as if something is, shed from you. So what that person is really doing is having this invisible, subtle bowl in which you've just dropped your hurt, because they will actually tell you that, "To beta yahan pe chhod ke jao." And then you would just walk away into light. So it's not going to happen with, there is rare souls, okay? It doesn't happen to everybody, but that can happen. So there are these people who don't need, who's like, I think she used the word, collective. So there are some, I wouldn't call them even twin flames. Maybe there's another word that needs to be coined for them, right? Because the twin flame word cannot be applicable to them. But they are these people, I can call them maybe Devdut, who are actually there to just collect people's maybe sins, and just walk away because their time has come. Because their time has come to let go, and they were not able to let go, or they were unable to find somebody whom they could have put faith in, or like you use the word surrender. Okay, sometimes it's just rare. Like you are on a path, you have this bag and bundle which you want to let go of, and you are in search of this person, but you can't find it. You can't find your twin flame, you can't find a teacher, you can't find a mentor. So what do? Then you find somebody like this. But it means your time has come. And so you would find such a person, who's holding that container. So, and that's
So
also a contract. That's also a soul contract, Maybe in this lifetime, after a lot of struggle, you will get moksha, or you will move out of this karmic journey that you are in. So I think it's very variable, Ranika, So, yeah. So I don't think.
ma'am,
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead,
if-
Aditi.
Yeah, so I mean, look, I never thought this kind of a twin flame concept, but with you only, ma'am, when I did PLR, like with the same person, I have seen myself as a same gender also, and then one lifetime I was married to him, but then committed suicide. So in this lifetime, I chose somebody else. So now it's kind of getting it more clear. Ki probably there's so much of conflict that we choose another person as like, because it's so much negativity or toxicity. So this has to helped me and inspired me towards the spirituality. But is that surrender, or is that towards breaking off the relation, or a later union kind of a thing in another lifetime? How do we know?
Yeah, Janvi, how I think it's an interesting question. How do we know that it's over, or it's like a carry forward? Because that's a little confusing thing for people.
So, in my personal experience, I have seen a lifetime with a person, 6-7 lifetimes. I married that person and died because of suicide, died because of car crash, many things I've seen. But when I started my inner work, that person totally blocked and vanished out of my life. That meant that was a karmic, or maybe something that when I did my inner work, that person had nothing to do with me. And then when I did my inner work, I found the person whom I thought would be my soulmate. I knew it from childhood, but I was not ready to accept it. But that person started coming closer. So your inner work will tell you, if you're healing, you will come to know कि ये खत्म होने वाला है या ये और चलने वाला. That's what I know.
Yeah, I think what Janvi is saying makes sense. Sometimes you just know that relationship had to teach you something. It came in your life over and over again. And in this current lifetime, you made a conscious choice. Because if you don't make a conscious choice, it's going to repeat itself again. But if you make a conscious choice of understanding,
ma'am, it's very interesting.
Calling self-work. Yeah.
It's very interesting, ma'am. I got married to somebody else in this lifetime. And after within 6 months, I saw him right next to my house. Now, I do not understand why will that person out of the blue, out of entire India, why is he there? And we again get to meet somehow. And so I really don't know what is the life trying to teach me. Is it again to surrender or to let go, or
some kind of completion needed to be there? See, when you get married, suppose you meet somebody. Like there are many people that we meet, right? You meet somebody, like giving an example, let's say a woman refuses to get married to person A, okay? And says, no, I don't want to get married to you. But 2 years down the line, meets the person again. And then they decide that, okay, you're unmarried, let's get married. Now they get married hoping that their life is going to be wonderful. But it turns out to be a mess. So this lady is obviously going to think, why the hell did I get married to this person, knowing that, there was a signal that I should not have got married to him. वो 2 साल का delay भी था, yet I got back to him and got married to him. And I have a miserable life. Okay, 40, 50 years of life miserable. Why? Because there was that completion required, which was for 40 years. Your life imprisonment was for 40 years. But there are people, so that is important. Now, would you call that a twin flame? Would you call this relationship a twin flame? Or it's more like a karmic journey that these two people had to take to learn things from each other, because they had to learn about love, but their journey was not a twin flame journey. There was no romance in this journey. There was no spiritual growth in this journey, because for 40 years they kept fighting with each other. Now, you can't fight for 40 years, right? Without becoming aware of what the hell you're up to. But on the other hand, there can be somebody who gets married for a period of maybe 5-7 years, okay, and then meet somebody else, and this journey gets over, they get a divorce, and then this person goes to person B, and then that person lives a happy life, where there is this great connection that person feels with person B. That means that 5-7 year marriage was a completion. It's not going to carry forward. That's over, right? Whatever needed to be done is done, and it's over, because then the next step was a happy married life, where sometimes these people are friends also with their ex-spouses.
Right.
So that is a different kind of journey, where this person actually meets that romantic twin flame, right? And has a happily married life. There is no grief or sadness or anger related to person A. Or there can be a relationship where two people meet, there's a lot of struggle, they're unable to gel with each other, they drag their marriage for maybe 10 years, 12 years, 14, there are children involved, is a mess. They get a divorce, yet there is anger, there is frustration. Yeah, this is not this is actually a lifetime where a lot of karma is being created, and kriyaman karma, a lot of karma is created. So that bag that person came with, which was this much, has become this much. So I think every journey needs to be looked at differently, rather than, thinking, oh, this is this and this is this. Because every journey has some elements which are unique to it.
That's why we need surrender, na ma'am. In the end, we need to surrender also what the connection is.
बेटा surrender जो है ना, वो बहुत ही misused word है ना? हाँ, surrender आप क्या? What do you want to surrender? You have to surrender your ego, like you said. Surrender your anger. You have to surrender, But all that takes lifetimes to surrender. In your current lifetime, you may not be able to surrender most of it. But yes, awareness may start coming in that, yes, I think I need to work on myself more. Maybe this person may take 10 more lifetimes to work with all these aspects, because to surrender everything is to actually become the nail of the Lord, which is very difficult, right? So that becomes very difficult. But yes, I think conscious awareness, like you rightly said, choices that we make in our lives, understanding what is it about you, the DM and the DF that you spoke about, maybe some balance needs to be created. We need to have some logic. We need to have some kind of sensitivity. We need to have some rationale. We need to have some, so we need both in a certain combination, so that we can feel one with the Purush and the Prakriti within ourselves. Rather than thinking a separate twin flame, in my idea, I think we need to get our DM, DF together, both yin and yang aspects, and become one with the two. I think jab tak hum, we all are students of, kind of Vedanta. So we know that Dvija, the more you think of separation, the more it takes you away from the whole. So the more you think of a masculine aspect outside you and a feminine aspect outside you, you can never become whole and one, right? So the key is to create that holistic aspect inside you. So if you are logical, which is your DM characteristic, then you should know when to use logic. If you're empathetic, you should know when to use empathy. So that sense of Vivek Buddhi, when it starts coming to you, then your upper chakras will start opening up better and you'll be able to become one, because the whole journey in life is towards oneness rather than becoming two. You can seek your romantic partner, but that romance can create vasana. And that vasana will separate you again. So separation is not the path to the Lord. Oneness is the path to Lord. So I would say that discover your masculine within you, discover your feminine within you, because everything is within you only. You have lived lives in different genders, right? In different bodies. And as you start to uncover these layers, these lifetimes that you have lived, maybe you'll be able to strike a balance between the DM and DF within you. Because for me, the path to life is one, right? It's just one path. You have to be one rather than two. Because the more you are two, then you can become many. Yeah, 2 can break to 10 and 10 can become 20. And then you break down further, right? Become kind of schizoid in a way. But I think a very interesting insight Janvi has given us in Twin Flame, very logically explained beautifully. And I think a lot of interesting thoughts can come to us after this talk. It's a very controversial topic, first of all, and a very interesting topic also at the same time. So, yeah, Janvi, thank you, my dear. It was wonderful having you with us here.
Baba has raised hand.
Who has
Baba has a question.
Baba, yes, my dear Baba. Baba is here today. Yes. Go ahead, Baba.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi.
I miss you guys.
Miss you guys too, my dear. Well,
I have two questions. The first is what's the difference between the divine masculine and the divine feminine, and just masculine and feminine, because all the qualities that I saw in this description are exactly the same.
Yeah. Janvi, go ahead.
You know what? When we do our inner work and we become the better version of ourselves, we can say that we are divine. Till then, we are living in this 3D world. We have to work to be the better and best version of ourselves. Then we add this term divine because of the spiritual aspect of the journey. That is why we say divine feminine, divine masculine, because we take this journey very spiritually.
Okay, thank you. And the second question is more of the psychological that I've just come across in my with my clients. I was having a session with a woman who had this the flame, the twin flame. To me, it seemed like it was a spiritual bypassing. She was very unhappy with her current husband, and she just found some other guy to eliminate the fear to leave her husband, because otherwise she could not leave him. So can it be that it was just an excuse, and like the person feels that it's his or her divine flame, but in fact they are just an excuse to escape from the current malfunctioning relationship?
If that person was already not happy, and it could be that she found someone, like the twin flame thing I said is going to be really feeling like home. And when you are with your twin flame, you'll automatically become the best version of yourself. You will want to leave that does not come along with you. Okay, your vibrations will change. I have experienced that. When I felt that a certain person came into my life, I left all the toxic people at once. Toxic, they were friends. Okay, so it was not this, but I had been stuck to them and pleading them to stay in my life just because I had no other substitute. Okay, so yeah, it could be an excuse, but if she made good use of that excuse, that is the thing what she did after that.
But can it be an illusion that will actually prevent her from growth? Like she now is very sure that that's her twin flame and she wants to be with that person. But this person obviously is not her twin flame because he doesn't want to take any responsibility. He doesn't want to be with her. He wants to just be with her for sex. And, you know, like she convinced herself that that's her twin flame. So will it make her suffer more?
So if the person is just with you for sex, that person cannot be your twin flame. Or that girl has a sexual wound, this person has come to trigger it and help her release it. Because a twin flame will not put you in uncomfortable situations. They will trigger you, but if you speak openly that I'm not liking this, they will leave that topic. They will not go on and pressing and rubbing on that topic. If that person is making you only do that sexual activity and you're not liking it, and still they are only in this because you have a sexual wound, and they are pressing it and rubbing it for you to clear, because when we remove the wound, there's more pain and more suffering and it has to come out completely, only then you're clean from it. So this person is cleaning the wounds for her and making her realize this needs to be dealt with immediately.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that does make some sense, what Janvi just said. Yeah. Okay, I think no more questions. But yeah, it was a very, very interesting session. I think it has fueled some thought process. So thank you, Janvi, so much, my dear. And everybody, thank you again for being here. As always, encouraging us to go on and to get more and more interesting speakers. So thank you.